Well, speaking of hope, this isn't a full review, but I've played the first couple chapters of Dispatch and I have some initial thoughts.
Okay.
So, Dispatch is a video game currently available on Steam and PS5. Got mine on Steam, and I picked it up because I just heard enough good word of mouth about it from both coworkers and YouTubers. Um, now, this is basically a passion project of the writers. I believe that Moist Critical, the YouTuber, is big, heavy into it. But I haven't done too much research into the background of it. I don't know if he's just a voice or if he's like a driving force behind it. But apparently, it started off life as, of all things, a live action TV show or like an attempt to make one.
Yeah.
And then they kind of stumbled backwards into a video game.
Hmm.
And the overall format of it, I'll talk about the structure of it first, is gameplay wise, it is half Telltale game and half This Is the Police. The Telltale game aspect is the classic, you're presented with dialogue choices, you make them, and um, Blonde Blazer will remember that, or
Oh,
things
yeah.
like that. And mixed in with some quick time games that I would say, top tip, they do not work well on a laptop with a trackpad when you don't have a mouse.
Oh.
Because there's ones where you're like supposed to like drag something at a slant, which not easy. Clicking things easy enough. Some of the puzzles easy enough. There's one I only failed because I didn't realize there was a time limit, so I was kind of poking around it a little too long.
Oh. Yeah.
But it's like I could almost recommend just the cinematic, aka game journalist mode, just because I don't know that the actual like that aspect of the gameplay with the QuickTime events is actually adding much to it.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah, I remember that with the Telltale games. Yeah, because I played the Batman ones, and yeah, they'd have these quick time events in there. They were just annoying as hell.
I would say the Batman ones were like when they were on their downfall mode. If I was going to recommend any of them from what I've played of them, I would say that you want to definitely try The Wolf Among Us,
Mm.
which is based on the Fable comic book series, and also the at least the first couple of Walking Dead games are good.
Okay. Okay.
Now, the other aspect of this one is it's like I said, it borrows heavily from this video game called "This Is the Police," which I played with some buddies a few years back. It's actually that one is actually a great time because uh, you're basically playing a police dispatcher, and you have a stable of officers, and you have to decide as crimes are emerging which officer has the best skills to handle each situation. It's like, who do you send to go talk about not doing drugs at the local elementary school versus who do you send to go deal with a armed robbery in progress?
Ah.
And of course, as the game goes on, the difficulty escalates, and you find yourself having to make some Sophie's choices.
Oh. Mm. Those are
Uh,
always fun.
yeah, there was one where we had to like. So I was playing with some buddies. Like I said, we were just like sitting around the Xbox doing it live. We actually went back to an old save point because we basically ended up with our entire squad getting wiped out by some RNG.
Oh, jeez.
I haven't seen signs of it being quite that complicated. After a couple of chapters, I would say that it is easier than This Is the Police, but I also know I'm only on chapter 2 out of 8, so it's going to escalate.
Yeah. Yeah.
So gameplay wise, it mashes together two familiar genres to make something. I would say the two parts don't necessarily feel like they have a lot to do with each other. I would almost prefer a purely dispatch based game for and a purely story based game, but
Yeah.
what's here is good. What's here is good. So now that I've done talking about the structure, let's talk about the actual game itself.
Yeah.
By the game, I mean the actual story itself. It's got a neat starting premise. You have this guy named Mecha Man, aka Robert Robertson, the third. who is the grandson of a Silver Age superhero whose dad was a superhero up until 15 years ago when he was killed by this villain named Shroud, who looked, to my mind, looks suspiciously like Reaper from Overwatch. And he even has the backstory where he used to be a member of the Justice League equivalent before betraying them. But I will say that it's not like superhero knockoff parody stories are super creative and innovative anyway. Like, you can tell who's supposed to be Superman. You can tell who's supposed to be, this character or that character.
Yeah.
And the main character is basically Iron Man, except that his suit it's designed to like ride in and has a cockpit. So it's almost like a smaller mech from BattleTech / Mech Warrior.
Okay.
And he's in hot pursuit of a villain when he gets ambushed, and in the course of things, the suit gets damaged outside of his ability to repair. And at first I thought, why is outside of his ability to repair? Like, shouldn't he know how this works after being a superhero for 15 years and using the suit all the time? Well, the answer is he's basically burned through his whole inheritance and savings trying to keep this superhero thing going. And so after this, he gets approached by Blonde Blazer, a sort of captain, or excuse me, a Ms. Marvel, as in the Carol Danvers Ms. Marvel, aka the good version of the character, as hero. And he gets invited to this dispatch place. And you basically find out that you've been assigned what amounts to the Suicide Squad. You have a bunch of ex-villains who have been recruited by this organization to go out there and try to do some good. And so you have to balance everybody's personalities, talents, figure out who's who, and also you have to deal with some personnel issues like you would expect with a bunch of supervillains.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of the gameplay and how it interacts with the story, you can choose how much of a jerk you want Robert Robertson to be, because, like, I'll do one minor spoiler. There's a scene where you're attacked in a bar by a guy who has fire powers, and now Blonde Blazer, because of her super metabolism, basically has to chug down Everclear to even feel a buzz.
Oh.
So there is a glass of pure alcohol sitting on the table in front of you, and you have two options. You can either try to douse his flames with water, or you can douse his flames with fire, with pure alcohol.
Oh.
So it's like, how much do you want to actually hurt him?
Yeah.
I chose the water because I decided I'm going to play him as an actual, like, heroic person.
Yeah.
What's really, I'm not going to talk too much about this, but like what I've heard about the design process. It sounds like some of the aspects of the game that the fans are resonating with were kind of included as an afterthought, and the creators were kind of surprised that everybody was interested in romance and that they liked Blonde Blazer so much, and that they weren't choosing to be a jerk very often, like just on the metrics.
Yeah.
Which makes me think that a creator doesn't always know what they have created. I would say there's a YouTube channel called Archcast that has some videos about this topic if you're interested. So character-wise, let's see here. So a lot of the voice acting cast comes from Critical Role and other prominent YouTube people, and I would say by and large it's a good cast. There aren't really any clunker voice performances so far. Maybe a couple that are a bit on the nose for what you'd expect from the character, but you're also having to voice an entire cast of supervillains and heroes. So like not everybody's going to come up with the most original voice ever.
Yeah.
There's a lot of humor in it, and it runs the gamut from okay, that was good, to I'm so sick of millennial writing. Like, want to guess how many times people will make fun of Mecha Man for being named Robert Robertson?
I'm gonna guess quite a few times.
Quite a few times. Guess how many times it was really funny.
Once.
Once. Also, it's kind of puerile in some ways, to use a $10 word, $20 with inflation.
Yeah.
Like one character early on transforms into his super form and he's naked, and Robert just looks down and goes, "Nice dick." You can see the outline of it from behind.
Oh God.
Like it is very interested in um, in body humor, I guess you could call it.
Yeah.
Those are kind of like the negatives against it. The positives, I would say, is that I actually am curious where this is going, because from what I have heard, it seems like it's like you would expect some of the characters to have secret motives, but they may not, question mark. So I'm definitely going to keep playing it. And I can't necessarily give a final judgment on it. I would just say that if you're like me and that sort of Marvel humor does bother you, it isn't like the first episode it's kind of omnipresent. Second episode, they back off and actually start telling a story, and it becomes much better. So
yeah. Okay.
we'll see where it goes from
there. All right. Yeah.
Don't let the bathos scare you off.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've been curious about this game ever since it came out, and I saw people like on X and YouTube playing it. And I'm like, oh, it looked interesting, and I like the character designs, and so.
Oh, yeah, the character designs. I should say the character designs are good. Everybody's design reflects the personality and skills of the character very well, like proper superhero design. Cough, Concord, cough, cough.
Yeah.
And also, like, everybody is appealing to look at in their own way. Like, even like this, the Batman, who literally is a man with a bat head. It's a good design.
Yeah.
It is slightly hard to make totally original superhero designs at this point, but they did a pretty good job of not being too obvious in most cases.
Yeah.
It currently costs $30 at full price. I think that if you have the budget and time for it, I would probably say it's like, if the first two chapters are anything to go by, you're probably looking at like maybe 15 hours of gameplay.
Okay.
So I would say it's a fair price, but we know that it's going to go on Steam sale at some point. So you might just put on your favorites and see if it pops up.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah. In fact, okay, so my only complaint about this, and this is really only an issue for me. So I'm an Xbox and PC gamer, so no Xbox version, but it is the type of game I would prefer to play with a controller if I had the option. So I plugged my ROG Galaxy into my PC on a dongle. Works just fine for other games. With this one, I connect the controller, and it's like the game goes, "Press anything to continue." And it's like, okay, I've hit every button. I know the button is connected because I can go elsewhere and open other games on my PC. So fix your shit.
Yeah. Oh wow.